Hello, Cities Skylines fans. I'm Socksway Up, and welcome back to Chillhorn Season 2. This is going to be Episode 7, I believe. If I got my numbers right. Yeah, Episode 7. We did all 6 of the first ones prior to releasing any of them, so we're getting all caught up on comments and everything. And today we're going to try to start out a little bit different. Wish I would have done all the videos this way, but we're going to look at all of our info views to start the episode. Electricity, we're looking pretty good. Water, okay, so we're gonna start taking care of these needs as we go as well. You can see water's getting close, so let's go ahead and add another pump. Get that all connected, and we did add the, what are these called? The heated water pipes? Water pipes with heating pipe. Water pipe with heating pipes. That seems to be worded strange, but we did add all of those in, and we're gonna go over later what effect they had on the city. But we got that pump going. It should be active in just... I'm silly. We don't want our pump there. Let's pause it before we make everyone sick. We're going to go ahead and move that one over to the pump section here. Oh man, that's embarrassing. All right, so we're going to go build from here on over. And it looks like we don't have to upgrade those afterwards, or do we? No, we don't. Okay. Back to water, and our water outlet is what we meant to put there. Let's let the game run. Things should become active. Not operating. And now it's operating. Let's see, is this guy operating? It is. So now let's look at our view again. Perfect. Trash, we're looking pretty good. Landfill 43%. We're processing plenty. Education's looking good. High school's a little low. We might want to take a look at that. University, we have not started yet. Happiness overall is decent. We could get the commercial happiness to improve a little bit. Health, available health care. 6 citizens. We have 276, 100 capacity. So that's something we're definitely gonna have to take a look at here. Let's go over the rest of these and see what else we need. Death care seems okay. Crematoriums, capacity 0, so we do have the ability to add those now. Child care, 61%. Okay, so health is starting to become an issue. So we'll take care of that. And then traffic's not too bad. Fire should be fine. Crime is good. Crime's getting close too. So as we expand, we'll have to keep an eye on some of those basic needs of the police stations and fire departments, as well as healthcare. But healthcare we're going to take care of before we start with today's plan. So let's get right into our healthcare fix. So I did a little looking around, and we have this area where we have not populated anything else yet that we could use for healthcare. So let's go in here. Probably want a hospital at this point. It does not fit. What about this one? It is skinny enough. So let's put that there. Let's look at what that does to the overall number. Where is our health? Capacity is going to be huge there. We have plenty of income right now. Right now we're making 19,000 a week, which is kind of insane, but that's because of our industry. That will fluctuate. But again, that's not going to affect our bottom line very much, adding that. Let's look at what else we can add though. So those aren't open yet. So it's a little misleading that we're looking at death care and it's saying it wants crematoriums, even though they're not open yet. So the chemistry, wow, cemetery usage is more important at this point. But let's see what else we could just plop in here. I know crime was also getting kind of close. So we could throw police headquarters. Let's throw that like right here. And then we'll surround that area with a little bit more commercial eventually that will come in. We'll do the same there as well. That's going to take some time. We're going to have to add some more residents before these commercial buildings populate, even though a couple look like they are coming in. But that will do for now. As we go back in here, healthcare should be good. All this stuff should recover as we go. We'll take a look and make sure we don't have a lot of sick citizens by the end of the episode. Today's plan is to extend on some of these tiles that we purchased last episode. We have 4 now. We're going to start going on this one here that I'm kind of hovering over. One of the things that I wanted to point out as we start planning the road layout next all of this oil here. We're going to want to take advantage of that. Definitely going to do an oil industry right there. So as we do some of these main roads that we're going to add right now, we're going to keep that in mind. I did put some placeholders down for the main roads that we want to add, the main arteries of the neighborhoods. Right there is going to be one, and then right here we're going to work on some freeway exits eventually. So I wanted to add in more roads and I'm going to connect them all the way up. We are going to, how do we keep that? Let's connect that for now. We're going to connect it here, go like that, so we can keep a nice 90-degree angle like so. And we do not want those connected, so we'll do that. We're gonna come over here, kind of mimic the same thing. And this one we are hugging right next to the oil. So let's click that again right there. So that'll add a nice natural separation between the oil industry and the whatever ends up being built right here. So let's see what we got so far. Those are our main roads. Let's extend this one as well. Make sure it stays 90 degrees. So now you can see we have these blocks that are developing. This one's a little larger gap, and then we have some smaller ones here. These ones should be about 448. They're not exact, but that's okay. We don't need them to be exact. We don't want it to be completely grid-based, so it's looking pretty cool. Next is to figure out what we want to zone in each of these areas. So if we look here, we do have a little bit of pollution. I can find that button. We have a little bit of pollution from these factories here and right there. So we're gonna wanna have like a line of commercial or services that separate residential. But then I do think this whole main area right through here will do residential, and potentially half of right here as well. So let's grab a smaller road. We'll go with the nice looking ones. And we'll go right in the middle there. And we're going to, let's do this one a little different. Let's go about halfway. And let's just add like a strange design here. Do something like that, and then also we'll have another road that kind of feeds off but lines up with that. Something like that. And then we'll do other roads inside of there that kind of finish that up, but that's just a way to break it up. I don't know. Straight line still, no curves going on there, but it's a little bit of a different look than what we've done over here with just pretty basic grid, even though we have this little terrain here adjusting it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stare at this for a little bit, and then we'll start zoning and adding some new features. Went ahead and built our first freeway exit here. I got a little carried away while we were paused on the recording, but we're going to show how to do this in the next one. I think it turned out pretty good. I could have done a little bit better, but I kind of like it. It's going to be very functional. I'm a little worried that these are going to be too close to each other, but let's go ahead and kind of recreate what we just did there. So we're going to try to recreate this other one here. We'll start with our regular highway. We're going to connect all the way from here to there. Now, that should allow us to do the same thing here, and the nodes should line up perfect, and they do. So let's go ahead and fix the direction of the road, like so, and then we'll do the same thing out this direction. We'll make sure it's long enough. We'll go about, about 380 there, or 3080, and then we'll upgrade the roads and make sure they go the direction they're supposed to go. Like so. And we should be good. Okay, so now we're here. We should be able to grab our single lane highway ramp, and we'll go 2 nodes out and just pull it right to that corner. We'll do the same thing up here, like that. And you have a pretty good looking, like football shape almost there going on. So now we can go ahead and grab our 4-lane roads again. We'll go back to straight, connect that on up, and we'll extend this out as far as we need to there. That can keep going. I'm going to delete the center here and do what, I guess you guys didn't see me do that. So we're going to come straight here as close as possible. Go up 1 like that. 1 and connect. And they're not straight. They're not straight. There we go. Much better. I don't know what happened there. But that's a little quick, easy way to do a freeway exit. This might be a little challenging here. So what we want to do is take a look at the math of the lanes. So this is something we haven't talked about yet. We haven't gotten into many issues with traffic. So what we're doing is, let's go ahead and do that for looks. We don't want the barriers. We come in here, if we kind of look at it, and I'm sure you've seen this in the videos before, but we have 3 lanes here. Let's switch tools here. We have 3 lanes here. One is automatically going to exit because there's only 2 up here. So it's automatically doing the math to decide to turn that into a turn only or an exit only lane. And then it'll do the same thing up here where ideally it'll feed into this lane from the on-ramp, but there'll be a little bit of traffic right here in Vanilla City Skylines. And then it gives us a little bit of a runway or leadway of an exit only over there. So we'll detail this up a little bit later, but let's keep going with some of this road design. You can see that's where that issue happened. We got something not straight at one point, but now that we got it all connected, I think we're gonna be fine. Let's go ahead and try to extend that. Yeah, what is going on there? So it is not perfectly straight, but I think it'll be okay. We'll see how we feel about that later. I think it'll be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and just extend a little bit, add some of these secondary or feeder roads, and then also some of the neighborhood side streets as well, and then get some zoning going, and I'll show you what I came up with. I've been very busy expanding the city, and we'll show you that in a little bit, but first we're gonna try to fix this little issue that's starting to pop up here. We're gonna go grab our lanes, and we're gonna go, this is a 2-lane right now. If we grab a 3-lane and upgrade it here, we should start seeing it flow a little bit better. People will favor that turn only lane. You can see instantly that did start helping. Just widening that, adding that extra lane, adding more options for the cars to use, even though it's still Vanilla City Skylines, does help the flow a little bit in these roundabouts. You could get even fancier and force extra segments and do like 2 oncoming and split these even more, but I think we favor it looking nice and even versus function, unless the traffic gets really, really bad. At least that's how I build personally. So I've been playing for quite some time, doing a little bit of detailing, a little bit of road design and road layout and zoning and letting the game run, and oh boy did I get carried away before I showed an update. You can see this is all the new area that we have been expanding. We also pre-planned out all the way up to the oil area of the road layout and started getting things populated and the new neighborhoods coming in. I haven't completely detailed, but you can see where we need to do some detailing as we started here. So just for reference, this is our first main road, our roundabout, and we're starting to get a little bit of traffic on the highways over here. I don't think that's going to be completely used until we start populating back here. We'll see. Hopefully this traffic starts spreading out a little bit, but that's where we are. And I think the last thing we're going to do in this episode, we're going to start pre-planning. Let's take a look at our demand. So the industry demand is starting to skyrocket like I was hoping, so we could start building out the oil. But some of the things that we wanted to look at prior to that is mass transit. Metro is the next thing we're going to do, and I was taking a peek at some areas where we want to kind of start this. And I'm going to say near the oil or near the farming area, we want to do that. Let's take a look at what is zoned there. We don't have any residential, so let's go ahead and say we're going to put a Metro stop right here. And then we know we want to have one out in this area. So we're going to put just a random road for now. That's kind of a placeholder. Let's have it come out here. We know we're going to build it out in this area. So let's go ahead and place the Metro there. So now we have 1, 2 stops. That's not going to be enough. We're going to want to start spreading people around in the city. So we'll throw 1 in here, and then let's go on over. This is all residential, some commercial here. Probably wouldn't be the worst to have one near the park, but we got to pay attention to the noise pollution. So let's just say we put one right there. And then it's time to, oh, those are going to be close to connect. So let's go ahead and let's back that out. And we're going to move it over as far as it lets me. Let's see. This might not be that bad of an idea there. How is that zoned? So that is kind of close to the residential area. Let's go ahead and not do that. So what we're looking at is trying to find the commercial areas and industry areas to get people there quickly. But then we also want to have some of our bus lines close to it. So we can see this one's getting pretty busy, and this is all residential here as well. So let's I'm gonna look around, and then we're gonna figure this out. Okay, I got carried away again. I went ahead and finished it. I ended up putting a spot here by the Magnolia Forest, or sorry, the agricultural area. And then up here towards some of the commercial, down here in also some commercial and industrial areas. And then we pre-planned out for our oil area as well. And what we've done is we've looped around these different routes, both directions. So we go clockwise one and counterclockwise on the other one. And that should be a good start. We'll want to expand down into this area as well. Potentially improve some of our bus lines in an upcoming episode. We'll do a whole nother episode on just mass transit and maybe get some trolleys and other things going. But let's kind of do an overview and then talk about our future plans. And not a lot happened in this episode. I did a lot off camera, but we expanded because we had plans. And so what the plans were was we got the freeway system improved a little bit here and added a lot of people and getting the population up because we want to start building a university very, very soon. But next episode, we're going to focus on the oil industry and potentially get all of this flushed out here and figure out exactly how we want to zone this area. And then the next episode, we're going to probably find our location for our university. I'm thinking right in this area, or maybe we'll do it on the coast over there. But we're getting pretty close. Or it's starting to move fast, I guess is what I'm thinking. So today we hit big city when we hit 13,000. So opened up another tile if we wanted to. It opened up the Liberal Arts College campus for us, visiting scholars, different paths that come with that as well. Crematoriums, which I started using. And then also we had Grand City unlock as well, where we could get our third loan. And we got some baseball parks and waste transplant things that I actually started using. We went ahead and put a waste transfer facility as well as a waste processing complex. And I think it's kind of goes with this little industry area here pretty well. It makes it more finished. They're complaining a little bit about the pollution, noise pollution. Citizens don't feel well because of noise pollution in the area. That's a little rough. Let's look at that. Oh yeah, lots of noise in that area. We might need to remove the residential buildings there. We'll look at that later on though. But I'm thrilled with the way Chillhorn's coming out. Season 2 of Chillhorn, a nice little downtown area that unintentionally made last episode. And then we've kind of mimicked it as well on this side here, where we have the skinny area of high density housing. This one has a mixture between high density housing and commercial. And then right here in the middle, we have this nice industry area that isn't very polluted because of the type of industry it is. It's worked out nice. And again, kind of recapping our park over here, which is getting a ton of use. Loving that. I think the city's turning out, turning out pretty sweet. So we've got some expanding to do. And remember, we talked early on, the goal was to unlock all the milestones. The next one is 26,000. So we got a ways to go for that one. And then 34, 48, and then the grand finale of 60 for Megalopolis. Is that even really a word? Anyways, I'm Socksway Up. Thanks for hanging out. Again, this episode was a little bit of a filler, kind of pre-planning and getting things growing a little bit more for the next upcoming episodes. Look forward to the oil industry and the university in the upcoming episodes. We're going to get to an airport. We're going to start looking at unique buildings soon and start placing those down in certain areas and spice up the city a little bit. But thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you next time. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Chillhorn Season 2.